Today I want to show you my second project for Down of the Hand League, which will be a Smith of KITAVA. Present in general the build, then I will do some map gameplay showcase so you can see the build in action. Then you can decide if you like it or not. So my first build in Down of the Hand is of course my Totem Master build. This can do everything in the game, you know it already. And here I have a new one. Now in case you're wondering why I have not Ascendancy swapped, is simply because I love too much this build and I don't want to change Ascendancy. That's why I just level up the new warrior and switch to Smith of KITAVA. So enough talking my boys, let's log in now inside the game and see what's all about. Okay, let's do it. So I really wanted to have a Magic Finder in this game, a character with a lot of rarity. And Smith of KITAVA, I realized it's ideal simply because we don't need to invest into resistances much. Look at my items here, pretty much not investing into resistances, it will free up a lot of slots, including rarity. So getting items with good rarity will be cheaper on a Smith of KITAVA. At the moment here I have rarity, good rarity on the amulet, on the ring, close to 200% in case you're wondering, on the boots, and even here on the gloves. You see? But the idea is that you can get the rarity close to 100 for cheap. If you want to get more rarity, it will be more expensive. Basically, the price of this build will drastically increase depending on how much rarity you have. Around here, I have around 200. Also, we have some soul cores that you can put in the body armor to have even more rarity. So this is the first thing that you need to understand. The second thing is that we use Lightning Spear here for fast clears. Lightning Spear, it's a meta skill gem that probably will get nerfed in patch 0.3. This is my intuition, it will get nerfed because the skill is too strong. At the moment you can put Lightning Spear on any class in Path of Exile and it will work because it's just too strong here. The setup, again, I did my best to be as lazy as possible. This is a one button build, you just walk and shoot arrows. And let's talk about the defenses now because they are equally important. So Smith of KITAVA can reach 90% fire, cold and lightning, making elemental damage a joke. Yeah? Other than that, we will focus on having more than 60% chaos resistance. If you're not kept, you're stuck at 60, no problem, just use an amethyst charm here. Doesn't need to be the unique one, you will use it. Also, this charm is great for Smith of KITAVA, Niyamahu chosen, because once you get hit, it will proc the Ascendancy that will make you take fire damage and it will give you maximum rage. This is great for this Ascendancy class, it's just too good, so we're gonna use it. Yeah, let's talk about the other defenses. So because of the Ascendancy, we redirect 25% of the physical damage that we take as fire damage. Not only that, we also have this beautiful node here that redirects 5% more. So 30% of the physical damage is converted to elemental damage. Yeah, which is 90%, so this is a good form of mitigation, but it gets even better. You know me, I just had to put the Blasphemy and Feeble setup that I did in the past, and also because we have a lot of intelligence, this is high level. So if we're gonna see here, we'll make non-unique targets deal minus 90% damage, and unique targets minus 12% less damage to us, which is also a form of damage mitigation. Good, let's do a map showcase now and see this build in action. So in this video I will do gameplay showcase and then I'll start working on the written guide, and the video guide should be up in 3-4 days because I love the build, it's good. This is the skill tree, but again everything will be explained in the build guide. Now let's do some map showcase so you can see the build with your own eyes and then decide if you want to do it or not. What you need to understand that it's quite tanky, fast clears and has a lot of rarity. So here I have around 200 rarity, this is the idea. Now let's take some waystones, we take them and we use them. Now let's open a map. I want an area with breach. Also irradiation if it's possible. We have these two options here, Blooming Film, Hive. Let's do Hive first because I want to show you the clear speed of this build, and the breach spawns a lot of monsters. This is the area level 80. Okay, and now let's see how much fun this build is. You simply got to love it. Great clear speed. So this is a Magic Finder with really good clear speed here. Yeah. Now, of course, I will do a regex filter because there are some map modifiers that you don't want to take. For example, that lower our maximum resistances or that give elemental penetration. We don't want those modifiers, but there aren't many. So we're gonna apply a regex filter. You see, and it's also one button, so I did my best to have just Lightning Spear in the setup, so we don't need to, you know, for single target use this. For normal mapping with none of that crap. I need to get used with targeting. I still, from time to time, you need to hit with the arrows. The spears, same thing. I know, but this was an abomination of a map. I finished it too fast. No, I'm looking for the bridge. My map had 3 rares. I think there were 4 rares, but let's go out. I don't know what happened. You know, let's do another map because this was embarrassing. Let's do this one here, Blooming Fields. Again, we have breach inside. I want to open a breach because you need to understand the clearing potential of this build, which is great. Okay. Much better. You can see the rares on the minimap. That map was a joke. It had only 3 rares. Shit! I'm not gonna take that. Oh, la, 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 la.
In the right hands, this could forge something.
We simply got to love the clear, yeah. But the problem is it doesn't have the same versatility as the Totem Master build, my main build in Path of Exile 2, because that one can also farm Pinnacle content without any problems. This will be just a mapper, yeah. You'll only use it in Waystone 15 and 16. That's the difference. Let's try Expedition. Ideal content for this will be Breach, not Expedition. Because on Expeditions, some combinations can be deadly. But we have decent defenses, like really good defenses, so we should be fine. 1 second, let's go and do the Expedition. I just want to read the immunities here, because I don't want immune to lightning damage, you know? Let's take this one. Is it lightning damage immunity? You can read them here. No.
I need more time.
Oh, la, 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 la. Let's take this, this. Oh. They need to put this chest on the minimap. You see, I get maximum rage. This is from the charm. It's just great from mapping and Smith of KITAVA in general.
I'm not ready.
So this is a change that I want from GGG. If they can put the chest on the minimap so I can see them more easy, it will be a great quality of life. Also, my item rarity helps, because I have high item rarity. You will notice better loot overall.
Deal yourself.
Also, I forgot to tell you, if you want, you have this one, Sniper's Mark, that once you apply it, you can use it for mob bosses, for example. Now, I don't need to use it because I do decent damage. It will deal more damage for Lightning Spear. But I'm already doing good damage, so that's why I'm not using it. Okay, here we have Breach. Let me identify these things first. Oh. Okay, let's do the Breach. Breach would be the ideal content for this build, simply because of the clears that we have. Here we have a research strongbox, let me don't forget.
I'm not ready.
Lovely build.
I'm not ready.
I'm tempted to call it a Magic Finder simply because of how accessible it is to get rarity in your items, because you don't need to focus on cold or lighting resistance. It's easier to find cheaper items with a lot of rarity. So this is a huge plus for this build. Also, the defenses that you have here are decent. You won't die that much, let me put it. If you do 10 waystones, also if you use a regex filter, you might not die at all. Defenses are great. Now I want also to do this strong box. Yeah. You can juice them in case you don't know. You see, I got maximum number of rage from the charm. This is a great charm, it's also cheap. Loot was mediocre, but still you've seen the build in action. Let's go out. Boys, now let's do a map with a boss. So we have here a boss, we put it because it's important to see it also, yeah? What I need to stress is that bosses have the maximum difficulty. So if you look here, I have all the difficulty points. So what you see here is the real deal, so you can get some clear expectations. Okay, and it will be the last map showcase. I will start working on the written guide, and the build guide should be up in 3 days or so. I'll need to explain everything step by step, from the items to the skill gems, gameplay tips, and everything.
Feel my wrath. I need more time.
I'll just go for the map, boss. 1 second, let's put this. The clear speed is sensational. You can clear the whole screen, actually. That's why it's ideal for breach. So my Totem Master build, it's ideal for expedition and the ritual, but this one is ideal for breach because of the great clear speed that it has. Oh. There should be still an enemy nearby. And I wanted to open this box. Let's possess this. In case you don't know, I made a video on charms, and one of these charms is close to 1 Mirror of Kalandra, and you can only get it from possessing with a wisp. So I let the wisp do his job, and now I'll attack. You see, maximum rage because of the charm.
With a wisp. Here we go.
Oh, to wisp. Hey, hey, we're gonna do some wisp stacking.
The spirit fall.
Oh no, they split. I will follow the yellow one.
Wearing it down. Don't let up. Show that bit.
You know what? Let's do also the
Pick up the pace.
ritual. But I really want not to use waste the wisp, you know?
I'm not ready.
Area level 80, by the way, I need to stress it. So the price of the build will drastically depend on the amount of rarity that you have, but getting 100 rarity could be cheap. So expect this build. Let me give you some price ranges. From 7 divines up to more, depending on how rarity you have. That you can make it on a minimum of 7 divine orbs, yeah? But considering the tankiness, the clear speed, and the fact that this is a magic finder, it's a good price. You see, characters that have a lot of rarity, usually they are very expensive. Now the build that I have here, I think it's around 11 divine orbs, but simply because I have way too much rarity, close to 200. I want to do this thing. It's still
Come on now.
we have this one here, that's all. Yeah, okay. You can also put Orb of Storms if you want for bosses or these things here.
Feel my wrath.
You just shoot 1 arrow and we'll kill everything, you know. Now I need to find... Okay, here. Let's see what we have here. Oh, Man of Whittling. More money. More money, more good times. Let's continue. Now this map will take longer because I'm staying here to do ritual and also explanations for the build. But this is a really fast map. You go in, you kill the rares, you open a new one. Ideal counter is bitch, don't put ritual. Because the ritual usually takes more time for your map completion. It's also best for tanky builds like my Totem Master. This one, it's just go with Breach, trust me, it's better. Okay. No, I cannot take it, so I'll just defer it and take it later. I'll defer it later also, why not? Refreshment. Yeah. The build is very fun to play, it's also important how much fun you're having. Also, I did my best not to have a lot of buttons here. Basically, this is a one button build, you just move and attack, like this. You can also put here Sniper's Mark, and now you'll do more damage. This is the idea. You can use Sniper's Mark for mob bosses or rares. Will be explained in the build guide. Okay, there is the final mob boss. We can see it on the map. But let's do this ritual also. Now I want to talk a little about some of the items because you know, you watched this video until now, so before I make the build guide you should go take some of the core items of this build, yeah? Because sometimes when I make build guides some of the items raise in price, yeah? So as an appreciation for watching this long I will explain the items, even though this is not a build guide. After the map boss, one sec. So you can go and take some of the items before I release the build guide. Okay, here we have the mob boss. Let's see how it goes. Now it's important to notice that I deal more damage at close distance, like this. This is the mob boss with maximum difficulty, by the way. And I still have a lot of upgrades to do. I mean, I didn't took the most expensive items. This is what you need to understand, because usually if I do so, people will start getting upset, saying that it's expensive. So I did my best not to use very expensive or hard to get things. Yeah, I always do this. Okay, let's take a closer look at this setup here. What's important to notice? Here it's a Tangle Toe. You can get it with Corruption, with lightning damage. You can get it with 2 sockets. Either you just buy a normal one, but make sure that it has a good critical strike chance roll. Here is the Deepest Tower helmet. Doesn't matter if you cannot get it with 2 sockets, just buy it with 1 socket. It's perfectly fine, will not make it a huge difference. Deepest Tower, go take it. Here we can use different body armors, but ideally you want ones with good implicit. Stay away with bases that have strength. That's why I have not went with Ornate Plate, because that thing has a lot of strength. And even if it has evasion rating on the body armor, do not despair, because we have this keystone here, Iron Reflexes, that will convert the evasion rating into armor. Which, by the way, I forgot to mention that we also have some armor here for defenses, my bad. Here you want items, if it's possible, with critical strike, with critical damage. Again, you start by taking items with fewer rarity, and later you can upgrade. And life. This is what you want to see. You want to see life, if it's possible, lightning damage to adapt physical damage to attacks, and increase lightning damage also. Oh, what I did here. My bad. Here, again, lightning damage to attack, life. You start with fewer rarity, so you don't pay much, and later you can upgrade if you love the build. Now for the scepter here, it's important to get one with purity of fire. This is very important because of the ascendancy. Basically, this will give us fire resistance that will also grant us cold and lightning resistance, making us capping our resistance a joke, because we don't need to invest into them. And also you want for the spirit, let me think of a good number here. Yeah. Take with minimum 150 spirit. Minimum 150 spirit will do the job, and it's ideal if you can also get it with intelligence or maximum mana. Don't worry about the strength, I was just lucky with a slam. Here you want the boots with some movement speed, life. Yeah. From all the resistances on your items, try to see if you can get fire resistance, that's all. Here you want gloves. Look if it's possible with lightning damage or physical damage, or both with life. If you take it without rarity, actually you'll find a lot of on the trade website. Let me demonstrate here. So the idea is you don't take it with rarity here, and you will find plenty of them. Plenty of them, and for cheap. So the gloves is the best place to get. Yeah, let's even bump it up more. 20. Let's bump it up even more. 25. Still a lot of them. And with a good price. So for more damage, focus on the gloves because it's the best slot. Here we are using Infernal Glass, but make sure it has 5 to maximum fire resistance and some good fire resistance roll. And pretty much that's it. Yeah. I try my best to have accessible items so that the price doesn't go absurd after I make the build guide. I will repeat, the price of this build will vary a lot depending on how much item rarity you have on your items. If you get it with lower, will be cheaper. So reaching 100, 120 rarity on this particular build is cheap. But here I was greedy, I wanted to have more than 200 item rarity or close to 200. That's why it's like 10 diviners what I have here. Man, the build slaps, the build is fun to play, and I'll start working on the written guide and the build guide. See you in 3 days. Good luck.